Hello everybody, Danny back from Pecan Grove, back at the Farmall Restoration. Right now we're fixing to get ready to install the rock shaft assembly on the front of the touch control. We have got the touch control all put together now. Now it's time to install the rock shaft assembly on it. Now it's going to be a little bit difficult because I'm here by myself and it really need two people to hold this thing and get everything started, so bear with me. What I'm doing, I'm not going to be in the picture. Basically you're just going to see my hands and the rock shaft because I'm by myself out here filming. Ms. Wanda's doing a lot of canning today and everything again. So I'm trying to document all this stuff that we're doing to the Farmall so that it might help someone else in the future working on their Farmall. So before we even start, these rock shaft bearings that we have here, I'm going to get my grease gun and go ahead and put a little grease in them just so we don't get a dry start on this whenever we actually put it all back together. Alright, we have our grease in it now. Now there are front bearing caps and there are back bearing caps. They're inside and outside. If you look at your bearing caps, they have a little bit of a rounded edge on it. That rounded edge, and then they have a square edge. The rounded edge goes to the outside of the tractor. Now I'm going to have to move this assembly up here a little bit. This is what I'm telling you about. This is why you need an extra set of hands. Because what I've got to do is I've got to actually take the back part of the bearing cap and put it on the rock shaft. I've actually got to have one of the front ones to go on the rock shaft. And then I have to actually put a bolt through it. And I have to hold it while I get a bolt started. And that can be quite challenging. You don't want to go too far with it because you're fixing to have to do the same exact thing. Now there are front ones and back ones. The back ones are very slick on the back. The front ones are round where you have a place to put an alamite in it. Make sure I've got this one in the right position. You want to put that on there. Make sure we got this one right. Put it on. Make our bolt stick it through. Now I'm not screwing them in very far at a time because the ones down by the bell housing, if you get it too tight, you can't get them ones in by the bell housing on. Now this one I screwed in a little far to hold it, so I may, okay, we got it in there. Now, I'm going to go ahead, run these up. I'm sure there is a torque on these. I don't actually have a book that tells the torque on them, so I'm going to just tighten them down pretty tight. Once I get to that point. These are 3/4. You'll have to have an open end because you can't get a boxed in on that bottom one down there. Just a little bit too close to the bell housing. And yes, guys, I cleaned and painted every part on this thing, so that when I put it back together, all I'd have to do is just a little bit of touch up. To me, it was easier to do it while it was off of the tractor than when it's on the tractor. You can get to it to clean it so much easier. I don't know if that's going to go on there. Nope, I didn't think it would. All right. Make sure on that. Yeah, we're good to go. Now we'll make sure our rock shaft, yeah, it works nice and free. That's what we're wanting. Now we're going to get some new alamites a little bit later on and put in that. We're going to hold off on it right at the moment. Now I got to go hunt up the rest of the parts and then we'll be back to work. All right. Now we have an unusual looking pin here. This thing is quite unusual looking. It has a screwdriver slot in that end right there. And it's got threads on this end right here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pick our rock shaft up and we're going to slide this thing through. It should fit through this here. We have to do a little bit of alignment here. There we go. It's going to go through just like that. Now we're going to come, there is a nut and a washer that goes on this. And we're going to get it started here. We're going to get that thing going on. There we go. We're going to tighten this down now. And that screwdriver slot, you might not be able to hold it with a screwdriver. You might actually have to get you a pair of vice grips or something like that to hold on the end of it there. Now we're going to try it with a screwdriver here because it's all supposed to be pretty much cleaned up where it'll work fairly easy, not too bad. Now this is a fine thread right here, so it will be a little bit more difficult and harder to turn than a coarse thread would. It took me a while in the beginning to figure out how all this kind of stuff come apart. And I'm still not a pro at it yet. This is my first time ever really disassembling and reassembling one of these rock shafts. My other tractor, my other Farmall Cub, all of it was already done on it. So there was no need for me to actually go into it. Alright, we're starting to come down now to where we need to tighten it up. This is where I know. Well, I believe I might have held it enough to, with that screwdriver slot. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to take my, because this don't need to be coming loose right here. I'm going to just kind of do it like a little bit of a tap with a hammer. Okay, my screwdriver slot is not moving, so that'll kind of be like a little bit of an impact wrench on it there. I think that'll be plenty tight. Now, we have this other little yoke assembly right here. This is what goes to our draft control back yonder, and I'm going to see if I can't get this on there. I hope I can get that. It's got paint on it. Since I painted it, it makes it a little bit difficult to get it up on there. Take the hammer and tap it just a little bit so we can. There we go. That paint. Now we have a bushing that goes in between, a spacer, I guess you might call it a spacer, that goes on here. it goes in there, and this goes all the way down. Now, all we got to do there is just put a little bit of cotter key in that. Like I told you, I'm putting new cotter keys in everything I do this year. I have actually got off in being out away from the shop and had them things come out of there. The old ones break off with me, and that is not a good thing. Now these little cotter keys, there's not really that much pressure on them, but I do like to put them on there new. Okay, we're here now. We have our little shaft yoke assembly right here. We're going to slide it up on here. All this paint on it and everything here, guys, it might be a little bit stiff to get it on in places. Alright, we got that on. Now we're going to put a cotter key. I got new cotter keys and everything. Get it down in there. There we go. Now if we can bend that around. There's not really any pressure on these cotter keys. Alright, now this yoke ties into the touch control arm from back yonder at the steering wheel, and the issue is getting these all lined up back here since I've repainted everything. It's a whole lot stiffer than it was. That paint, yeah, I don't want to slide through there with that paint on it. You know what? We got a remedy for that. There we are, right there. Now, when we move this lever back here, it moves. There is that cylinder inside the touch control down here, right down in here, that's moving in and out. This kind of helps hold it in position based on where this is at. All works in unison there. So I'm going to put me a cotter key in that one. Guys, that is going to have the rock shaft assembly installed on the Farmall Cub. Alright. Thank you guys from Pecan Grove.